Since starting my PhD, I have genuinely been shocked by the number of people who've never heard of septic arthritis before, considering it's fatal in 1 in 10 patients. It's my mission today to convince you all why you should know about septic arthritis and why it's essential to diagnose it as soon as possible. Septic arthritis is caused by bacteria living and growing inside your joints. So as you can imagine, this is really bad for the tissues within your joints. However, if you need convincing, take a look at the x-rays on the slide. So these are taken from a patient who's currently been treated in a local hospital for septic arthritis. And the x-ray on the left is of his healthy joint. And if you look at the femur bone here, you have a ball and socket joint, which is your hip joint. Whereas on the right, this is his infected joint. Can anyone spot the difference? There is no ball in this ball and socket joint anymore because it's been eroded away by the bacteria. And this is terrifying because it happened in a matter of weeks because he went undiagnosed. So if you need any further evidence, look at the little balls of cartilage that I grow in the lab. So the one on the left represents healthy cartilage, whereas the one on the right has been infected by bacteria. And the amount of pink colour represents the damage. So as you can see, the bacteria here degrades the cartilage and causes cracks as it damages it. So you would not want this happening inside your joints. It's a very painful and fatal condition. So now you're probably thinking with modern day antibiotics, this shouldn't be a problem, right? Well, it is true. If you treat a patient with antibiotics, they should get better. However, this relies on knowing they have an infection in the first place. So the current method of diagnosis is to stick a large needle in an already sore and inflamed joint, take out the fluid and check if there's any live bacteria in there. However, you can't always get fluid out the joint, and even if you do, it's not a very reliable test. So for my PhD, I'm aiming to find a new biological marker or biomarker in blood, so a non-invasive tissue, which allow a better diagnostic method. To do this, I've set up the Septic Arthritis Biomarker Emergency Rule-Out Study, or SABER for short, and this allows us to recruit patients across Edinburgh and Glasgow who we think may have septic arthritis. The blood from these patients will be grouped into infected versus non-infected, and I'm going to look for biomarkers unique to this infected group to see if they can be used as a diagnostic tool. So I hope I've managed to convince you that septic arthritis is an essential area to study, and hopefully with new research, we're going to find better diagnostic tools that will ultimately improve patient care. Thank you.